My mom texted me out of nowhere. Don't come to the wedding. You and your kids make things awkward. No phone call, no warning. Just that cold sentence lighting up my screen while I stood in the grocery store line, holding a $120 prescription in my hand. My sister reacted with a laughing emoji. I stared at it for a second, then typed back, "Then you won't need my card for the venue." They laughed harder in the group chat, completely unaware that I was holding the one thing they couldn't afford to lose. That was the moment everything began to unravel. Before I tell you how it all went down, hit that like button and tell me in the comments. Have you ever had family turn cruel the moment you finally said enough? When people hear my story, they always ask, how could your own family do that to you? The truth is, it didn't happen overnight. My mother, Linda, had a talent for turning guilt into currency, and I was her most loyal customer. Since I was 17, she'd call it helping out, but somehow that help always came with a bill attached. When my sisters Tara and Sophie were in college, I co-signed their student loans because Mom said, "You've got the stable job." When our stepdad Paul got laid off, I covered groceries, utilities, even Mom's salon appointments, because she swore she'd pay me back. She never did. I guess I learned early that in our family, love was just another transaction. Still, I kept giving, because that's what good daughters do, right? I'm Emily Carter, 36, a single mom of 2. I work as an operations manager for a healthcare firm. My life is spreadsheets, school drop-offs, and exhaustion that coffee can't fix, and even then, I made time for them. For months, I'd been helping Tara plan her dream wedding. Every invoice, every call, every deposit, my name was on it. She wanted a vineyard wedding with chandeliers and a glass tent, the kind of place that looks perfect on Instagram and costs more than most cars. I told myself she deserved it. I just didn't realize I was funding my own humiliation. The signs were there. Mom brushing off my questions about money, Tara calling me the responsible one. "You're good with finances," she'd laugh. "You can handle it," and I did. $3,500 deposit, $800 for floral samples, $200 for catering, all charged to me. Still, I stayed involved, helping with fittings, tasting menus, venue tours, while Tara didn't have time. Mom kept saying, "Family sticks together." And I believed her, right up until that text. It wasn't about the wedding. It was about realizing I was only valuable as long as my card worked. That night, I didn't think about revenge. I just thought about how much I'd begged to be seen as a daughter, not a resource. When I opened the venue contract later that night, there it was. Primary contact, Emily Carter. My name. My money. My signature. I emailed the coordinator and asked a simple question. "Can I cancel this booking if needed?" The next morning, she replied, "Yes, since you're the primary on file." That's when I realized I didn't need to scream to be heard. Silence would do the job. I waited 2 days, long enough for their group chat to stay full of laughing emojis and inside jokes. Then, on Wednesday morning, Tara posted, 13 days until forever. I opened my laptop, took a deep breath, and made one call. "Hi, this is Emily Carter. I'd like to cancel the reservation." The coordinator didn't hesitate. "Understood. I'll process it right away." And just like that, months of planning disappeared with one click. I didn't feel guilty. I felt free. A few hours later, their group chat exploded. Calls, texts, panic. "Why did the venue cancel? What did you do?" I didn't answer. For once, they could sit in the silence they built for me. That night, Paul called quietly. "You didn't deserve that, Emily. You've done more than anyone." I thanked him, and that was it. 2 days later, I called my best friends, Leah and Danny, a couple who had eloped during the pandemic. I offered them the now free date. They cried. I smiled. that same venue would host love, just not the kind that used me. By Friday, Mom called, furious. How could you do this to your sister? You ruined everything. I asked calmly, was I even invited anymore? Silence, then came the excuses. You took the text wrong. It was just a joke. I said nothing, just hung up. The next morning, Paul called again. They found a new venue, cheap banquet hall out of town. I imagined it already. Folding chairs, bad lighting, buffet trays. It rained that day. Not the romantic kind, the cold, miserable kind that soaks you through. A cousin texted me a photo. Beige walls, plastic flowers. Caption, round 2. No drama this time. The irony almost made me laugh. That night, Paul called again. You won't believe this. Someone at the reception announced that the groom had been texting her. The place went dead silent. I didn't say a word, just smiled quietly to myself. Days later, he texted again. I'm leaving. When we met for coffee, he looked 10 years younger. I can't live where decency is treated like betrayal, he said. He handed me an envelope, a check. For everything you ever paid. I'm done letting them take, I pushed it back. Keep it. You already paid your price. That night, I sat on my balcony, the rain finally stopped, the city lights flickering below. Mom texted one last time. You've made your point, but this is still your family. I replied, I didn't cut you off. I just stopped funding my own mistreatment. She never replied. Inside, my kids were building a pillow fort, laughing, really laughing, and for the first time in years, I realized peace isn't loud. It's quiet. It's steady. And finally, it was mine. If you've ever had to choose between your peace and your family's approval, take it from me. Choose peace. You'll breathe again. You'll sleep again. And you'll never mistake guilt for love ever again.